Shalom, shalom, shalom. All right, this is Naaman with the Great Millstone Camp here in Washington, D.C. Back for another video. But first and foremost, call all Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rekah HaKodash, and of course, double honors go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations also go out to the fellow Akin that are out there on the highways and byways week in and week out. Basically all over the world. All right. Pushing the truth. All right. Aided, of course, by the numerous amounts of videos that are posted. And of course, this is all done for everyone's edification, those who choose to study, and therefore, hopefully, this is what we're doing, trying to wake up the remaining hopefully elect. If that includes you, then so be it. All right, because time is getting very, very short. All right. This is the copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. But nonprofit, educational, personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Fair use. All right. For those of you that never believed, all right, about the feds and even the locals, as far as law enforcement infiltrating movements, this is what they do. All right. Kind of ingenious when you look at it, bring those together that you consider your enemies. Yeah, okay. Those that are going to come against you, expose them, bring them out. All right, this is, again, Secular Talk, the Kyle Kulinski Show, and it says, feds infiltrate protest and cause chaos. You saw this all, the protest from, oh my goodness, late, from 1999, for real, on. I mean, it's been like this for a very, very long time. I'm thinking, I said 99, I'm thinking what happened in Seattle. I forget what it was called. But from then on, and then you get these killings, murderings of Jake. You get, and they set these people up in order to get you to steer you in the direction that they want you to go. Now, I find in this video, he's going to, they're desperate, and I'm talking about the JOOs, the small hats. So it looks like they're trying to steer this, believe it or not, possibly the more pro-Palestinian. Yeah, it's not over. All right, so let's go ahead and roll the video. It's only like 7 to 8 minutes, but here we go. Remember these scriptures I'm going to put out here, Proverbs 26, by believing him not, and whenever, we'll get it. Here we go.
All right, guys, I got to show you this here because this is just a stark reminder of what we're dealing with out there. So it's been well known for a long time that when you have moments like this with civil unrest, one of the things that the feds do is they will basically infiltrate the protest movement and have what's called agent provocateurs, which means you have these federal agents who purposely try to start trouble, purposely do something that's viewed as an escalation in order to then justify and rationalize a federal crackdown where they can go after all the protesters, declare the gathering an unlawful gathering, and then crack down on them. And so, by the way, we saw this the other day. I don't know how many of you guys saw my segment, but I talked about this within a bigger segment. They did this already. There was a federal agent who burned an American flag. And then he burned the American flag, and then he sort of started going away quickly, started walking away quickly. And you had some of the other protesters caught up to him. The guy wouldn't say his name, wouldn't say where he was from. He was covering his face, and everybody was prodding him and being like, well, what the fuck? Nobody does that. Nobody shows up to the protest, burns a flag, and then just dips. If you're there and you burn a flag and you actually mean it, you'd be there with everybody else, and you would stay there, and you would continue to participate in the protest. Come to find out, it was definitely an agent provocateur. It was definitely a Fed. And we've seen this before with the anti-genocide protest. You'll have one person go to a statue and write some pro-Hamas shit on it. And then Then the media and the politicians will go, oh, these pro-Hamas protests, disgusting, terrible. And it's like, wait a second, 99.9% of the people who were out there were protesting against Israeli genocide, saying genocide is bad, stop killing innocent civilians. But they take the agent provocateur saying something positive about Hamas, and they go, it was just a pro-Hamas protest. Now it's no longer an anti-genocide protest, it's a pro-Hamas protest. This is what they do. These are the dirty tricks that they use. Okay? It's about power, it's about control, it's about domination, it's about cracking down on dissent. That's what it is. And they will stop at nothing to do that. Okay? Well, guess what? Now we have more proof. Look at this. Need proof the federal government is planting agents in our streets to instigate confrontation? Here you go. Moments ago from BG on the scene coverage in Minneapolis. Watch this. So there's this guy that they all see, and he claims, oh, yeah, I'm one of you guys, I'm one of you guys. And it turns out, as you'll see here, it's proven he indeed is not. Watch this.
Watch this.
That's all they asked you. Okay, good.
He's one of us.
He's one of us. How do we know? How we know? I was with him earlier. Why you get ran out earlier? I don't know. He's one of us. I'm with them. Trust me.
Isn't this guy gonna feel stupid?
You all right, man?
Look at him.
Back up. Yeah, save your Nazi. Put him in your Nazi van. Go get him some help. He needs a little bit of fucking mental health there. Don't he? Nobody got guns. Yeah, you gonna look me in the eye when you spray me? You gonna look me in the eye when you spray me? You gonna be just like the fucking guy that you see, right? Nobody got guns. Don't be serious. You gotta look at me. I'm your fucking neighbor.
How incredible is that? How fucking incredible is that? Literally caught red fucking handed. Oh yeah, no, I'm one of you guys, bro. I'm with you. Oh yeah, he's one of us. I was with him earlier. He's one of us. As soon as the ICE agents roll up, he's standing there. They immediately come to him. They bring him into the van. He's with them. Total liar. Agent provocateur. Classic example of an agent provocateur right in front of our eyes. Right in front of our eyes. So understand something, man. Keep your wits about you. Stay intelligent. Stay on top of it. If something seems weird, it is weird. They will use any sort of trickery and deceit tactics they can to undermine you, to try to destroy you, to try to arrest you. And meanwhile, you have all these well-meaning people out there in the streets trying to genuinely stop rising fascism, trying to genuinely stop these thugs from destroying the Constitution and our rights and the law. But they will stop at nothing.
You know, and it goes to show you just, like he just said, you got some well-meaning people out there, but what are you up against? A lot of you just fail to see the full scope of what actually is going on. You know, it's, and especially Jake, all right? That's what we're out here for, Jake. All right, because they're trying all kinds of shit. You know, you're seeing these so-called Black Panthers now coming out, and they're going to sway a whole lot of Jakes to come out, not realizing that, hey, wait a minute, what's wrong with this picture? Black Panthers have never been for, and then you're coming out here because some so-called white woman got, what the fuck is this about? You can't see the game that's being played? But this has to happen, folks. This has to happen. These peoples are liars a la supreme. All right. Let's, in fact, I was going to get something else, but let me go here first. Let's see. Man. All right. This is going to be, let me pull it up. Because this is all these people are about. You know, they're trying to maintain power. They feel it. All right. Slipping away. And we're talking about their grip on the earth. We're talking about a specific people here. All right, let me, hold on. The nation of Edom, the self-professed so-called white man, the banking elite that run this world, that rule this world. All right, they know that their time is up, as it says in Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. I suggest you read that whole chapter. All right. Oh man, let's see. All right, let's start at 2. It says, yea, in heart ye work wickedness, ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb. The wicked are the wicked. There is no hope for repentance of them. It tells you in Hebrews 12th chapter, verses 16 and 17. All right, and verses 6 through 11, I believe it is. It tells you how, these people are not being chastised as the ones who the Lord loves will be. All right, they've been given carte blanche so far to do their wickedness for a reason, and that goes into 2 Thessalonians 2nd chapter. He's being exposed now. All right, as being the son of perdition. All right, destruction. They are the wicked. Malachi 1st chapter, verses 1 through 4. The point is in 4. All right, it says the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born. What is that telling you? Speaking lies. This is all they're about. They can't do good. All right, if they do it, it tells you the scriptures about that. All right, if they do good, I'll get that after we finish this. 4, their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear. All right, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely. They don't know how. All right, it's not in them to do it so. This has been going on since Genesis 3rd chapter. These are the same spirits. And again, we are out here, all right, trying to tell our people these things, but they will not listen, all right? This is going to be Sirach. Let's go to the book of Sirach. Whoops, I got to get the other. Hold on. All right, let's go to Sirach. All right, who is it talking about here? It says, in fact, I'll start up from one point. This is verse 5. It says, he that is evil to himself, to whom will he do good? Or to whom will he be good? All right, let me start over. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? Think about that. This devil is poisoning places where he lives. All right, so why would he give a fuck about you and me? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. Habakkuk 2nd chapter, all right? There is none worse than he that envieth himself. And this is a recompense of his wickedness. All right? And if he doeth good, this is my earlier point, he doeth unwillingly. And at the last he will declare his wickedness. Wow. Does that not describe the so-called white man? The envious man hath a wicked eye. He turneth away his face and despiseth men. A covetous man's eye is not satisfied with his portion. And the iniquity of the wicked drieth up his soul. You people are out here fighting a losing battle as far as that goes. Now, it just so happens this man's being pulled down. It's a matter of timing. But, that's because of Job 14:5. He's got, all right, he had a time limit, and he's not going to pass that time that was allotted to him. Paraphrasing. All right. That's what that means. All right, so. But he's going to try all the tricks in that so-called book to try to hang on. And I would tell people in my videos from time to time, when do you think he is more dangerous? We know all the history of how he obtained all his riches and all the atrocities committed in doing so. Next question is, what do you think he's going to do to hold on to it? Well, you've got a warning in Daniel 12:1. It's telling you it's coming a time that has never been on the earth. All right, let's get that real quick. It's setting you up. It's telling you. All right. And for those of you who don't know, Daniel 13 is, all right, Susanna, and then you got 14, and all right, Bell and the Dragon. But just, anyway, the time of the end, it says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. All right, so it's going to come a point where it's going to be so bad that the Archangel Michael, all right, has been designated to stand up for his people. Think about all we've been through and what's to come. It's going to be worse. Wow.
Nothing to make sure that you go through fucking hell. That's the goal. That's what they're doing. So be aware, y'all. Be aware is all I'm saying, But also, final point here, just know Trump is going to invoke the Insurrection Act. Because there's a lot of people saying, and I understand the instinct to say, if you give him what he wants, then he's going to do it. No, even if you don't give him anything to work with, he will make some shit up and invoke it, because that's what he does. Remember, he already took the U.S. military and invaded U.S. cities illegally. He already did.
This is the reason we're out here on the highways and byways trying to tell our people that we'll listen. All right, but we realize that it's not entirely up to them. All right. To give you some kind of spark, that's really what we're out there, because Scripture says, we plant. I'm paraphrasing. Let me see if I can remember. It was Paul. Hold on, just Salakia. Let's see. Whoops. Oops, that's not it either. Hold on. All right. Let's see. It's Corinthians. I'm sorry. Here we go. But it was Paul. I was thinking initially it was Acts. All right. Let's see. Where are we at? All right. Divisions in the church. All right. Here we go. It says now, verse 8. 1 Corinthians 3:8. Now he that planteth and he that watereth are one, and every man shall receive his own reward according to his own labor. For we are laborers together with the Most High. Ye are the Most High's husbandry, ye are the Most High's building. All right. That's not exactly the one that I wanted. Excuse me. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I had to go up. Sorry about that. All right, let's start at 5. Who then is Paul and who is Apollos? All right, but ministers by whom ye believed, even as the Lord gave to every man. I have planted, Apollos watereth, but the Most High gave the increase. All right. So then, neither is he that planteth anything, neither is he that watereth, but the Most High that giveth the increase. I don't know why I started at 8. Salaki. But in any case, that was corrected. All right, so and that's what we're out here. You know, it's not up to us. All right, who actually gets it? We're commanded to go out here. All right, as it says in Ezekiel chapters 2 and 3. All right, in fact, let me get to prove my point, to add to that, and to hopefully provide more understanding. Let's go to Ezekiel 3, and I believe I want to start at 17. Hold on here. It's good to read from the top, of course, but my point, since I've already read 1 Corinthians 3, 5 through 8. All right. 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word of my mouth, and give them warning from me. Not the whole world, as in Orchimini, but the house of Israel, cosmos. All right. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand. Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. In other words, we've gotten or washed the blood from our hand. All right. That's what we're doing. All right. But you're still provided the opportunity through this word. All right. For you Jakes, this is the only thing that's going to save you. All right. Back to the video.
He did that. He did it a number of times already. He's not going to stop at anything. He will invoke the Insurrection Act. And he's going to try to do this to potentially even try to cancel the election and say, well, until you know, the civil disobedience is quelled, until the insurrection or rebellion is quelled, we have no choice. We can't have the election. That's what's going on. That's what's happening. He has a diabolical, evil plan, and the reason he's moving like he's never going to have an election again is because I think in his heart of hearts he wants to make sure there isn't an election. The question is, can he fucking get away with it? And but that doesn't mean you don't do everything you can in your power to try to stop these fascists from maintaining an iron grip on power. Because ultimately they want you to shut up and go home and let them do anything and everything they want. But no, this actually does have an impact. It actually does scare the shit out of them. In fact, there was reporting from, I forget who it was, Wall Street Journal or Washington Post or somebody like that. And they said, because the backlash was so overwhelming, Trump actually is a little shook. And he's saying like, you know, hey, maybe we should go about this in a little different way. I don't like the pictures. I don't like the images that are coming out of there. So the more psychotic and bad it looks, he understands that reflects poorly on him, and he wants all this done but in a cleaner way, but there is no cleaner way to do it. So the people rising up is actually super duper important. And you know, honestly, we should have that happen everywhere in every city in the country. There should be a massive uprising everywhere, peaceful, non-violent revolution, where people rise up and they say, we're just not going to allow this to happen. A general strike. Really, we should be talking about a general strike. In fact, I think they're saying January 23rd now, they're trying to do a strike in all of Minnesota because of what's happening in Minnesota. But obviously, look, we're with our brothers and sisters there with everything that they're doing here to try to maintain some semblance of normalcy and rule of law. But we can't let these people get away. We can't let these people get away with what they're doing here. And you know, the only actual check on these people right now is us. That's it. That's all it is. So we're needed now more than ever, and the people are definitely showing up. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe.
So there you have it. Yeah, this place is done. It's done. Finito. It's over. You know, I say good riddance. So with that, hey, once again, I hope whoever views These videos of mine have been edified. That's what we do here at Great Millstone. Filter current events, the news through the scriptures, so you'll know exactly what's going on. All right, the link between the two. All right. So once again, keep your eyes and ears open, because these evil mites, all right, these evil motherfuckers might do anything. All right. So with that, until the next video, shalom.